Hi, welcome to the Blue Moon, 1879, the second oldest building on Orchard Street. For takeout. And here was on this side we're going to have wines. There was the Blue Moon, and if you look up, you'll see a style in Van Gogh, and that was the idea. Once in a blue moon, you'll come to New York. Once a blue moon, you may stay here, and if you do, you'll have a heavenly ride upwards with Van Gogh's clouds. I decked this car in all the wood, original wood from the hotel, which is almost approximately 150 years old, and was brought down to a hand finish. And my 14-year-old daughter's in training. She followed my lead and she created this effect on the tin. I think it's quite lovely. I hope you do. You like the color?
Yeah.
Okay, great. You can go downstairs. There's a big terrace. It's the Marx Brothers. Has approximately 300 square foot terrace. We could take the fire stairs because they're also lovely. We created this effect on the walls, which is, most people don't decorate their staircase. And I had one of my assistants sketch out flowers as you go down. We'll see if we have time to do something a little bit more elaborate with Edwardian or Victorian figures which will fit the era of the hotel. Here we're going to the 6th floor. Every floor is unique. This floor is about comedy. So there's Burns and Allen, and there's Marx Brothers, and Abbott and Costello. Which are, in a certain way, great icons that span time. If people will watch it, I think everyone have watched them, everyone will have a laugh. But in other ways, they're relics, like much of everything else in the Blue Moon. You're stepping back to an earlier time and a dreamy time. These I found in the building. They were throwing them out. They were dumping all the things from the lower level, which was a dirt floor, and there were stalls from previous merchants. So we found tons of beautiful bottles, and I was on the dumpster checking everything as they threw them out. One article called me the guardian of the Blue Moon because I was finding all these things that were unusual that they thought was junk, but to me they were meaningful. I knew Rebecca Lepkoff personally. She's dead now. She'd probably be over 100 years old, I think, if she was still alive. But she died in her 90s, not so long ago. This is Pistol Play. She had beautiful black and whites, and I have a nice collection of her work. I couldn't put them in the rooms because we don't really want people walking away with them. But I scanned them and I put them in the room so people can have the experience. So here you have, and my favorite are the children. They're all beautiful. What I love about the children, what I love about the 1879 to 1905 cards that you saw in the hall, is that it points to a most wholesome time in America and in much of the world, and it brings us back to a way of being simpler and more humane and better relationships. Hi, I'm Randy Sittenbrino. I'm the artist and developer who created the 1879 Blue Moon, giving it a second life as a stately hotel. Initially it was a 5-story tenement. I love this building more than money. It took me 5 years building in New York, which was not without its daily challenges. And I managed to rip everything out, put all new services into the building, and put a skin over the building of all the personal effects, artifacts, in interesting and intricate ways that it's hard to explain without showing.
Hopefully we'll get that opportunity and we'll be able to walk through the building and see how this hotel was more like a public work project in a museum than a typical anonymous 21st century New York City hotel. I've always loved the Lower East Side. It has a lot of meaning to me. As a small child, the first time I came here was for my oldest sister's wedding. I was between 5 and 6, and my mom, whose first language was Yiddish, came down here. At that time, all the merchants were European Jews. It I wasn't quite familiar with the fact that she spoke so well, and it was interesting to me because we were a very American family. And in fact, I'm from a mixed marriage, and she stopped on the street in front of this little store, couldn't be more than 300 square feet, speaking to one of the salesmen outside, and he motioned her, and they started speaking, and he said, "Come inside. What are you looking for?" And she said, "I'm looking for a sharkskin suit." Older man, he was probably in his 70s at that time, had a pole, dived into a rack of suits like he was going fishing, and pulled out a perfect 5'6" for a little boy. And these were the most fabulous merchants, all these little shops, and they had absolutely everything you could imagine. It was a wonderful first time experience, and it was indelibly recorded in my mind. I'm an artist, I'm a painter, whatever that means to people. To me, it means you have some technical ability. I started, the children that I have that are artistic, I say they have the affliction. Because when you're an artist, you can't help yourself, but you have to find a way to support it. Because unless you're from a privileged home, you're going to have to suffer for your art. Almost like as somebody suffers for their spirituality. An impoverished priest or a Talmudical scholar with umpteen children has to suffer to grow spiritually. So I came from a poor home already. I really didn't want it. But I knew I was an artist because as a child, they would call me the mark. Because wherever I was, I'd leave my mark one way or another. And I was always drawing, and it was always like a meditative state for me. And I love life, I love people, and so my art was always about people. And I was in parochial school, so there were no courses offered. But as soon as I got to college, I said, if I have to go to college, and I was the first one to go in my family, then I want to go for my own intellectual curiosities and to refine whatever skills God gave me. It's been amazing, a journey, and I'd like to say there have been my sisters. They've been amazing. They helped me to the best of their ability. My sister Susan Settembrino, my sister Carol McGillen, and my neighbors and communities that came to our aid and contributed to our GoFundMe, the Shapiros, the Gutmans, Daniela Gutman, the Heimewitzes, Zelig and Heidi Wolf, beautiful people who tried their best to give us financial and moral support. My friend Roseanne Schnull, a good friend for many, many years. They help us keep the faith and actually tried to help us financially as well. So I'm grateful to all of them and many other people I've left out. I thank everyone who contributed to our GoFundMe, and at the end, I guarantee you won't be disappointed. Soon we'll be opening. We've really made through quite a few hurdles and milestones. We're not looking down, we're looking forward. Whatever obstacles in our way, we're going to use them as path. Any roadblock is going to become a path. Right now I'm moving forward with working night and day. We hope to create Sweet Dreams Bakery, which is in the works and as we speak. And it's going to be Sweet Dreams Bakery victuals and wines, because we're going to add, bring back some of the infrastructure to the community that was lost. And we are also working on Settembrini, which is my original last name, Trattoria, family-run Italian restaurant, and Enoteca, and wine bar. As I always talked about the community being a Jewish destination for many people fleeing Europe, and as I said, there were more Jews here than Warsaw. We're gonna, both of those venues will be kosher. There's a lot more coming, and I hope you'll stay tuned to see how things develop. Sure, you'll meet my children. They've been fundamental in bringing this project forward, whether it's putting down floors or whether it's painting or doing carpentry. We've been working together on this project as a family, and they're learning. They've learned a lot. Whatever we lost in the difficulties and the pains of this, the fact of us working together as a family to bring financial salvation back to ourselves and restore this building has been invaluable. And we are moving forward. The next generation is Pastor's work, and we hope that you're going to see it, how they bring much life and beauty and promise to this wonderful vessel that God gave us. And I hope you'll share in the many blessings that are soon coming our way, and that we'll be able to enjoy the future here at the Blue Moon together. So please come back and help us write this story.